come here, boys. Fuck me, that took a long time. For some reason, I can't get a live stream going. It's awful sad, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Is there anybody there watching? There must be somebody out there on YouTube watching the movies. 5 people. Well, you're all very welcome. Cheers, Bubbles is in town. Kevin and Johnston. I'm alright, Kevin. Fresh cut. Check it out, man. Fucking, I had to fucking cut the hair. It was a battle. I was losing the battle against the follicles, but this is pretty sweet, man. Pretty sweet, you know what I mean? Makes me look younger. Look at sweet dudes. Like, it's pretty sweet. I've got Quato down here. Say hello to the camera, Quato. Can see you there. Quato. Fucking Quato's after you. Come up here to me. Hey, look at this dude. He's so loyal in his intentions. What kind of mystical creature is this? Man, oh man. Look, such a lovely lad. Oh, he's a good boy. Such a good boy. Smash the thumbs up for Quato. He wants to G-O for W-A-L-K. But fine lugs on him. Come up here. I want to show you. Look at this. Come here. Good boy. What's this? Look at this. Check this out. So dangerous. So intrepid. This lad came all the way from St. Petersburg. Lovely lad. The shite I talked to this guy, man. Such a prince. You a prince? You a prince? So he's getting ticks on him as well, which is concerning. You take him out and he gets ticks around his just everywhere, man. Do you know what I mean? So welcome to the show tonight. Yeah, I was all pumped up for doing some like jokes, and maybe we will. Fuck it. I went to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu today, BJJ, as they say in the States, and yeah, didn't do too badly, but my fingers are all cut from grabbing the gi. I got a bit complacent with the white belt lad. I was like, hey, be all right, man. He won't take me. And I was kind of being a bit lazy. And next thing, he got me in a rear naked. And I was like, shit. But I tapped a few miles out. It's good. Good times, man. Good times. But I don't think I've been rolling for about 2 years. You know, right, Quato? Such a fucking great dog. Such a great dog. But, yeah, man. So how are you all doing? How's things? Rocking the Sex Pistols look. World Peas knows what I'm talking about. How? Oh yeah, it got some of these messages are kind of censored. Frankie Scones. Well, BJJ Rioneko grabbing gi. 'Tis a joke that writes itself. Do you know what? No, that's a good start. Do you know what I'm gonna do, right? This is something we'll talk about the joke writing later. But I'm writing a book at the moment, the Hardy book. I suppose right this week, but it's just fucking the week is just, as Johnny Lennon would say, shit gets in the way when a bra's trying to do other shit. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Kieran O'Shea job, Lee Murphy, yeah. So what I'm gonna do, a little treat for you. I'm gonna read an extract from the Hardy book. Is everyone down with that? Do you want to just, because there's some funny shit in there, man. There's some funny shit in there. Bear with me. Oh yeah, I thought I'd lost you. I have this in full screen, so I just gotta take this off full screen for a sec. How's the mic? Can you all hear me properly? All good? Sean P. Thomas knows what I'm talking about. That's right, bitch. America. I was on my friend Ed O'Neill, who I did a podcast with. He's an American guy, and he's got this rock and roll station on. He does it like every Wednesday night in Stockholm. And Keith Moon's wife was having a radio interview, and of course I end up coming fucking late because of shit that was going on in the gaff. And when I was trying to think of outrageous shit to say live on radio. So when I walked in, I said, I was thinking, do I say Chucky or Lore, IRA for life? Or something really ridiculous like this. But what I said was, he goes, yeah, we got Martin in the studio. Hey, Martin, how are you? And I just went, yeah, bitch, smoke a bowl, 9/11, dude. And then went on to talk about the missing trillions in the bottom of the Twin Towers, which Annette, Keith Moon's wife, goes, yes, it is terrible. It is, I have to agree, it's terrible. And I was like, she fucking got that one right. But it was terrible and a complete and fucking inside job. I mean, at this stage of the game, does anyone fucking actually believe the official story? You know, I'm not going to go into that now, but yeah, as Eddie Bravo would say, look into it. What do you think of the Eddie Bravo podcast? Being a typical ADHD guy, I was fucking working on that for days, man, because the audio quality was so bad. I just had to like record it on the Zoom recorder on my phone and then try and it still sounded pretty fucking bad. Because being ADHD, I'll do a job intensely, 99.9%, and then like fuck up the title when I'm uploading it. Or in this case, I didn't check the final mix, but fuck it. You know what? Turn the volume, stick the fucking volume up and you'll get it. I'm going to read a bit of this. I can't see hold on, if I widen this out so I can get you shams in there. Man's a nutjob was great crack. Man, he's fucking sound. Missed the first 5 minutes there as the wife wouldn't fucking stop talking, man. Bad old cunts. I am top lad. Thanks, mate. For fucks, man. Nerndog. Jeez, I haven't seen you in a long time. How's things, man? Okay. Fucking. Oh, yeah, fucking Nerndog, man. I know well the crack. Keep remembering the podcast with Owen Colgan where he goes, I think it was the year of fucking 9/11. What a year. What year was that again? 2001, was it? Yeah, he knows his history, that lad. Apparently, building the Sydney Harbour Bridge was a riveting experience. That's a fucking good one, Max. Yeah. The missus says, did he cut his hair? He looks like he could be in a boy band. Yeah, I'm in a boy band one-man show called The Brian McFadden Experience. Let me see now. Okay, I'm going to read a chapter from the book. I mean, bear with me now. It's still, I bet when I read it, it'll be full of fucking typos. So this one I haven't looked at for a while, but I'll read it to you because you'll get a good laugh out of it. Chapter 2, the beginning. You ready for this? I'm going to do it in Eddie Durkin's voice as well. So hold on to your fucking hats here and smash the shit out of that like button, yeah? Brap, 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 brap. Peaky fucking blinders job. Right, here we go. You ready? The beginning. Born Edward Thomas Durkin, March 8th, 1983. A pissy sort of March day where the month came in roaring like a lion. My mother was in a bad way, yelping and shouting, bollocking the owl lad for getting her pregnant in the first place. But 1 second. Funny enough, that's the owl lady now. How are you doing? I'm just doing a live stream on YouTube, but I'll ring you afterwards. You all right? Grand, yeah. I'll give you... Oh, you love the haircut, do you? Took years off me. Fair play to you. That's the man you know. I love you too. Hey, and you know what? It's not... Some people might go, yeah, why you gotta be a bitch and say you love your mother? Live on air. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that?
I absolutely love the haircut.
Oh, you do?
Oh, fantastic.
What would me dad say if he could see me hair?
Absolutely gorgeous, Martin.
Thanks very much. You know, you're live on a I'm live streaming. So there's people watching and listening to this phone call. So it'd be cute what you say.
I just call to say I love you and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Speak to you soon, please, God.
All right, dollface. Chat to you soon.
Bless you, my son. Love
Good
you.
luck.
Bye,
Love you too. Bye, bye, bye. Heart of gold, that woman. And now I'm gonna. Hey, That was a bit of a coincidence, but a nice coincidence. Always nice to know someone out there loves you. Got a face only a mother could love, but the haircut's pretty sweet. Right, here we go. Smash the like button for my ma, yeah? Kill. Okay, here we go. I'll start from the beginning. Born Edward Thomas Durkin, March 5th, 1983. A pissy sort of March day, where the month came roaring in like a lion. My mother was in a bad way, yelping and shouting, bollocking the old lad for getting her pregnant in the first place. Fuck this crack biddy, it's too intense. I'd be more used to you down the pub than in here, he said. Down to the bookie shop he went. He'd a £20 each way on a horse called the Boston Dangler. She came in third place, 12-1. He won £240. Sure, that's like £300 these days. He didn't bother his whole coming back to the hospital to see how we were doing. She said, I can see them cunts I can see those cunts anytime I like from now on. Looking back now, I don't really blame him. Sure, the lads in the pub were buying him rounds like never before. I was told by Uncle Mick it was mad crack, despite the eventual abandonment issues I would feel in later life. Not to mention the inferiority complex I'd suffer, leading to multiple sackings from loads of jobs. Fuck it. What can I do about it now? I can't really remember an awful lot about play school at this stage either, other than it was a total DOS. Didn't have to do anything, apart from playing with toys and be looked after all day by MILFs. It was like an extension of being in the womb. Sometimes I wish I could go back there instead of paying bills and talking shite to gossipers I've no time for up the town. Nosy shower of pontificating bastards. That's all they are, hey. I'll talk about those ass munchers later on in the book. There's one guru in particular called Francis the Viper Higgins. He started life off as a nice laddie from a respectable family. Big gaff, sound owl lady, the works. Don't know how he turned into such a bell ringer, but he put Mike Oldfield to shame. Since our teenage years, he's been giving me nothing but shite up the town. The whole time. He and his crew of minions are hired hands protecting him from the backlash of discontent that he's created by being a cheeky prick. The beef started after an argument over a Power Rangers pencil case that my mum had bought me as a 12th birthday present, bundle, along with a new school bag made by Head. It was a classy job altogether. Head bags were all the rage back in those days. I had a backpack version, not the leather carry jobs with the straps that steroid heads from Liverpool would use for working out, or throwing across shady office tables, usually filled with drugs and or money. It was also a good thing that pupils were too innocent to make jokes about the word head in the context of it being another word for getting a blower, or in Castletown, we'd call it a pump job. The word head, used by Americans in films as a unisex verb to describe receiving and giving oral pleasure to the place of sheer intimacy, aka zone of the enders. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh yeah, the Viper. He stole my Power Rangers pencil case for a laugh and turned the red T-Rex's lad's head into a penis. Where his feet and legs once were, now a hairy scrotum. His head bellowing out an unimaginable amount of blurt, ejaculating all over the other members of the Mighty Morphin Power Squad. All of this was accompanied with detailed labels and biological descriptions of the functioning penis, vas deferens, epididymis, and seminal vesicle. It was actually very impressive. He's clearly been listening in biology class, whether intentionally or subconsciously. It went in there somewhere. The yellow female character was saying, "Your spook is savage. I was so incensed by the attack that I started the beef." A word for crying, as well as long-standing feuds. Its sentimental value was beyond comprehension. The owl lady bought that out of money she'd earned wiping old people's arses in a nursing home. Looking back now as a 36-year-old man, I can laugh it off. And in fairness, it was a pretty decent job. If it had happened to someone else, I would have given him a reassuring pat on the back and offered him a stinger bar from the tuck shop. But in any case, the handwriting was a dead giveaway. Meticulously spaced and carefully placed over the arrow, the work of a vain and troubled young mind, seeking approval from his peers. You see, the Viper was of slight build and found my frame imposing. He was jealous of my ability to creel lads into the bottom of a pylon. When puberty kicked in at age 14, I had to go toe-to-toe against our heavy-handed history teacher, Bunyan, Mr. Lally, who was a genius in academia, but a fecklessly hopeless middle-aged man, bad with his nerves. His lack of loquacious instructions had turned to shouts of resentment, indecipherable ranting, a din of vocal claps and bellowing. The odd thing that would come out as clear as day. Treaty at first sight. Martin Luther died of worms. He harbored contempt for the kids, he taught. I once witnessed him clattering Davy McGuinness with the edge of a steel ruler across the knuckles for farting loudly in class. McGuinness protested his innocence, saying he tried to raise his left cheek on the glossy wooden surface of the table, come seat. But he'd mistimed the colonic push, creating a reverberation that sounded like a cross between a creaking door and a mallard defending its nest. I couldn't sit back and watch from the wings as the teacher viciously hacked the top of Davy's head with the edge of a steel ruler. So I shouted, "Bunyan, you mad fucker! Would you leave him alone before you kill him? It's not worth doing the time in Thug Mansion, man." Bunyan leapt for me, tooth and nail. I could smell the coffee on his breath. The warm smell of body odor whipped up through the air as the tails of his pinstripe suit jacket flailed, like the wings of a bat-winged demon escaping the bowels of hell. Thanks to boxing lessons I learned from local traveller, Brad Mahan, I knew the best-case scenario was to cover up like Tyson, shielding myself from the volley of clocks he was dishing out upon me. I pleaded with him, "Calm down, Bunyan, you mad cunt." But this only served to make him even more aggressive. Fuck this carry-on, I thought to myself, as the dull thud struck me about the fishhole. I was hunched down, fists glued to my forehead. I was pinned in the corner of the room, over the dustbin. I knew I had to take evasive action. Every shot I conceded was accompanied by yellow and black flashes and the smell of burning toast. The adrenaline coursing through my blood. It was fight or flight in full HD. I remembered Tyson's signature move, the peekaboo. Cover up, duck and under, feint to the left, duck and counter with a right hook. I hunched low, fists grazing my crown. Boom! I stood up, being handy at the shot put, unleashed everything I had like a coiled spring. Boff! I let him have it to the jaw. Poor bastards didn't know what hit him. The eyes in his head rolled back and went white. He was dazed, sounding like a zombie, stumbling round trying to get his footings, arms swinging wildly, half asleep. Just to be on the safe side, I ducked under his arms, minimized the distance, then unfurled a bone-crunching left hook to the liver, just under the ribs on the left side. "Good night and God bless," I said, as he fell silently into the arms of Martin, Wuzza Warren. Some English Omadon who'd recently moved over from Hertfordshire. He was a big bastard of a lad, good for ploughing fields, and fuck all else. He had a big head, but a small brain. He brought new depth to open-minded. He said, he laid Bunyan down tenderly on the floor as the class fell silent. Suddenly, Liam O'Maloney shouted, "Quick, let's turn the desks back to front. When he wakes up, he won't know what happened." So that's what we did. The problem was, he didn't wake up, even after the school bell rang. So we did what anyone would have done, and we fucked off home. He returned after the weekend, quizzing us about what happened to him. We told him everything was sound when he left. He must have had a blackout. And the desks turned back to front? Well, you'll have to ask Mulder and Scully about that. How we laughed. It was only a bit of harmless old crack. But school was depressing enough at the best of times. Its resources and staff were the opposite to cutting edge. You could say it was a blunt mass. Its exterior was a collection of eroded building projects from the 50s and extensions from the 70s showing signs of neglect, a lack of upkeep and pride. Castletown itself is a similar affair. Its inhabitants adopt the attitude of, fuck it, it's not my job. Someone else is getting paid to do it. We've actually regressed. The old days we had a cinema and a leisure centre. We even had a railway station which would depressingly chug eastwards to Dublin
as red eyes would wave off loved ones bound for the mines and tunnels of England, the railroads of the States, or if you were really ambitious, Australasia. Man, I could only imagine how boring Australia must have been in the old days. I remember always watching Prisoner Cell Block H, a 70s prison soap with rough Aussie birds. There was a Leslie in it called Judy, and a thundering bastard of a prison guard called Ferguson, probably related to those Scotch loyalist wankers you hear about. Cunts. I had great crack with the owl lad. I'd ask him questions and he seemed to know the answers to everything. We'd sit up all hours watching mad shit on TV. That's where I got a taste for the late night crack and wanted to go to America. We'd enjoy lavish snacks, tin peaches and evaporated milk with a dollop of ice cream in Coke. We'd watch cop dramas and horror movies, westerns, fantasy, sci-fi, and sometimes a movie would come on where I got to see naked women. I pretended I was covering my eyes, but really, I was looking the whole time. It was brilliant. I remember one night, it must have been about 8, I was up watching TV, enjoying the peaches and milk. We were watching Loving the Alien with David Bowie. David Bowie is a very arty bisexual who was mad into space and spiders. His music is brilliant, especially after a few toasts of the Babylonian jig-jag. So I'm watching this movie at the coffee table, mixing the transparent syrup and evaporated milk that surrounded the peaches. A poor man's peaches and cream. And this woman in a pink dress comes out of a room, sees David Bowie, but he's an alien with glowing eyes. She pisses herself. Literally. There was a close-up shot of her crotch. She was wearing a 60s style dress. Her drawers filled up with piss and it ran down her legs. I spat a mouthful of food onto the carpet. My owlet clipped me round the back of the lug. Every time I see tin peaches and syrup, it always reminds me of that. Teenage discourse. So yeah, Town. It's a love-hate job. Not like the crime TV show on RTE that everyone raves about. That actually didn't have hard lads, but just soft actors playing hard lads. But an actual emotional conflict. On one side, you'd have to love Castletown, for it's a town steeped in rich history that you have to go out of your way to find. And most people these days think history is boring because they've had shit technology back then. The name Castletown came about because there was a castle here long ago, and there was a town built around it. They say there was a nobleman called Squire Carney who was feuding with Sir Rhubarb of Bal. They went to battle over the affection of a farmer's daughter. Apparently, she wasn't the best looking, but she was mad in the sack. She looked a bit like Gianna Michaels. She looked a bit like Gianna Michaels, and she would do anything. And I mean anything. Turns out she was two-timing the two boys. So sure enough, after not using the sheep's gut traditionally used back in the day as a replacement for a Jimmy hat, she then fell pregnant. And as the old saying goes, if you fall into a bed of nettles, it's hard to know which one stung you. So after receiving the word of a possible squireage, the two lads contacted the mystic guru from Tubber Quack. He told them to duel it out on top of Karen Clegg Hill at the beginning of the new moon. The victor of the fight would be surely the father of the unborn child. So 3 solid hours they battled. Sword clashed on shield. The stench of trampled mud, sweat, fear, and iron from the blood that was drawn. It was reported that both men fought valiantly, falling to their knees, to the moment they both reached a point of potential mutual assured destruction, blades held to each other's throat, steam rising up in the cold wintry moon. At once the two men realized that such an adversary would make a truly awesome ally. "What are we at here, man?" said King Carney. "Fair play to you, hey. You put up a fair old bit of fighting there, so you did." Sir Rhubarb replied, "You hand out the slaps, the jabs. Your blocks are fucking solid as fuck, man. Shall we go down the town and cause holy fuck?" So that day on, the two warriors would go riding round the town, kicking off on people for a laugh. They were a right pair of bullies. If you seen the pair of them coming down the road at you, you'd want to be handy enough with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep. Warren G style. What happened to the sexy farmer's daughter, you may wonder? Turns out she was just constipated, probably due to the lack of fibre in her diet at the time. She ended up shacking up with her first cousin, Barry the Beetle, and had 17 kids. She wouldn't be too sexy after squeezing all those kids out. They say childbirth is pretty hard going on a woman's physique, unless she was mad into doing Pilates and body balance and all that old malarkey. Which is highly doubtful, considering there were no mod cons back in them days. But then again, people lived in a higher state of ignorance of the world around them, so they didn't have to worry about interrailing and taking stupid fucking selfies of themselves. So back to my feelings about my hometown. You can encounter some of the most impressive, enlightened, and culturally experienced people you could ever wish to meet. One of Castletown's best exports is people. It's a legacy that Ireland has endured for centuries. A sad, sad legacy, which has divided families and stretched the bonds of even the steeliest friendships. And it's often the best of lushers and liveliest characters that find the pace of rural life stifling with a lack of opportunity that they have to get the fuck out of Dodge. So when these people get back from globetrotting, they experience an anticlimax. For example, when I came back from my 3-month stint in America, I thought everyone was going to be made up to see me, asking about my do a Jack Kerouac piss take and tells tale of the States. I think that was just a note I put in. Crazy adventures on the open road. But when I landed into Dunpreaby's pub, like the prodigal son, all the lads there were glued to a midweek Man U West Ham game. It wasn't even a crucial match either. They were talking pub talk about the game. Lads of all shapes and sizes huddled around the bar, giving pseudo-expert analysis. I walked up excitedly and shouted, "I'm back!" They didn't even bother turning their fucking heads. "What do you want? A medal?" said my best friend, Buzz McDonald. I almost clocked him after with a left jab, but I thought, it's not worth it. It's not his fault he's such an ignorant bastard. That's just the vibe uptown. So I set out to find myself a woman, only to realize 2 minutes later that there would be very little womanizing done in Castletown that night, nor any other night, not even in the surrounding towns. Culchuma and Swinford were empty of revelers. Where did I think I was? Beirut. From what I was told, that's one of the best party cities in the world. And I wouldn't mind, but I dressed up like a big shot and everything. The coolest American threads I bought cheap while in the States. I was lathered in the finest Giorgio Armani Aqua Geo toilet water. Freshly waxed hair, the lot. I turned up in the brothers' Lamborghini. A sweet and creamy 8-liter job. Black trimmings, leather seats, jumbo tires. You might say, yeah, it's an old tractor from the late 80s. Still, it had the Lambo Bull logo on it. Gotta count for something, right? Not wanting to waste such assets, I drove relentlessly around 9 towns in the East Mayo area on a Tuesday night in early December in search of licentious interaction with a beautiful woman. After failing the search for a full-bodied Amazon woman, I conceded a mediocre woman will do just fine. Alas, there were none to be found. I was going to settle for even a rough woman of any age. Failing that, I just had a wank at the wheel down an old bog road. The bagging was full and the venom just wanted out, but I couldn't get me fantasies right in my head. I tried to think of women, but I didn't have a credible backstory to go along with it. Without a solid preamble to the hypothetical deed, the pedal and crank experience falls flat on its face. So I drove home in a huff and went to bed. So after my American adventure, I was back to where I started, unemployed in the Old Pair's gaff. I'll get on to the American voyage later on. So that was chapter 2 of the Hardy book. 500 lads, samurai swords. So yeah, smash that like, man. Smash that like. You know what? I wrote a script as well, which I'm going to get turned into an animated series. May as well. Do you want to hear it? Let me see it in the comments. Soviet kettlebells, man. You're gonna like this one, man. You're gonna like this one. Cheers, Jiggy. Smashed. Good on you, lads. What happened to Flex Higgins? Hey, you'll have to read the book. I want to get that book out by Christmas. So it's an optimum stocking filler with nice coin.
get presents for myself. Right, okay, I'm going to read this one because you're going to like this. This is going to be an animation called Mayo Man. It's basically a piss take out of the Marvel universe. So have a listen to this. Let me just open this. Open recent. Get the fuck out of here. Where is it? Oh, yeah, I know where it is. It's not in Final Draft. Final Draft is a writing software that I had for years, downloaded it for free, and all the Hardy books was written on it. And then I had to just fucking bite the bullet and pay 200 quid for it. That was a hard pill to swallow. But what are you going to do? In fairness, it's created a gross, probably like 1.5 million or more. So I guess we got our money's worth out of it. I'm looking at it here now. Bear with me. Mayo Man, you're going to like this. So basically, the idea was myself and Owen are going to do this. Okay. Mayo Man, a Marvel Universe piss take. Opening scene, the can gaff. We see a cave filled with superhero paraphernalia, cars, consoles, utility belts, and any other shite you'd see in a superhero's lair. Eddie Durkin is now a superhero called Mayo Man. He's on the phone. Eddie, yeah, Tony, what's the crack, man? Mayo Man here. Yeah, the Irish superhero. How are we getting on? Cut to Tony Stark chilling in the pool full of supermodels, and the Thing is just knocking about in the background. He does a bomb into the swimming pool as a mini tsunami engulfs everyone. They laugh and cheer. Tony, yeah, it's chaos here at the minute. I'm saving the world as usual. What can I do for you? Well, the reason I'm ringing you is myself and Pint Wolf are sick of small-time heroics of Ireland, and all we're doing is fighting Silicon Valley boys who are trying to divide the population through trivial bollocks. Last week we went into the Parliament building and kicked the shit out of the politicians. You want to see it, man? We told the bondholders to go fuck themselves. For now, the people of Ireland have been liberated from the clutches of the financial shadow bastards. Nice! Suddenly Buzz, dressed as Pint Wolf, somersaults into frame holding a pint, not spilling a drop. He's like a cool werewolf. Piss take out Wolverine. Buzz, is that Iron Man, is it? Shh. So now we just want to chill with the Hulk and the boys. I feel like we're ready to fight interdimensional wrong'uns. Okay, I'll see what work I have for you guys. Call me next week. In the meantime, do something impressive. I don't care what it is. Better be biblical. Now fuck off. Right, so phone hangs up. Did you hear that, man? You're not still trying to fucking get into those Marvel wankers, yeah? I told you, man. They're a bunch of elitist assholes. Eddie, I want a slice of the American pie, man. We'll get our own spaceship like those X-Men creeps. Buzz, just be happy what you got, man. We're Irish superheroes. Look at this. Buzz pulls up a headline on a fancy computer screen. Headline reads, The Green and Dread of Mayo, showing Eddie and Buzz smashing up Leinster House. Lads in suits being flung around as they try to flee Mayo Man and Pint Wolf as they stand back to back, taking out the trash. Check out the news report of the after party. VT, clip of Eddie and Buzz stumbling out of some wanky Dublin club with two models on each arm. Eddie, come on girls, this place is shite. We're going back to a chonk session at Dylan McGrath's mansion. He's going cooking some fancy Italian shite. Model, class, let me put this on your Instagram story. Sound. RT news reporter, Mayo Man, can I? Pint Wolf hops in front, snarling, teeth showing. What do you want? How does it feel to have freed the nation from Ireland from crucifying debt? Eddie, savage, had to be done. Out of me way to fuck. I'm off to do some heavy petting. 1 year earlier, Eddie Durkin stuck in a rut, bummed out after the woman left him for another man. He goes on a piss up. He's going through some rough patch trying to find a job that fulfills him, but he's stuck in Castletown. After some existential musings with Buzz, all seems lost until Buzz comes up with the same old situation with a new approach. Buzz, let's go on the piss to Belmullet. Cowboy Lavin said the place is wedged with rich milfs. Eddie decides, in true never-ending spiral fashion, to take the short-term gratification, and they hop into a car to Belmullet. Background, Midwest radio station is blaring out some shite country and western music. It's suddenly interrupted by an urgent report. Cosmic activity has been reported at the Shell oil refinery. Eddie putting his jacket on,
tells Buzz to quieten down. What's that all about? Who cares, Eddie? Probably talking about lads getting bummed in Leinster House. Come on, my liver's screaming out for a pounding. Eddie, fuck it, man. Let's roll. Eddie jumps into his new 1998 Toyota Carina lean burn. They hop through the windows like the Dukes of Hazzard. Even though going through the door would be much easier. Eddie, why didn't we just use the door, man? Ain't got time for that shit. Just caught me bollocking half my gooch on the tip of the car window. I'm on, we're off to Belmullet. Cunt. The car speeds off, ripping up the grass. Hold on a second. Gonna make millions, man. Mayo, man, you mad creamer. Okay, the car speeds off, ripping up the grass. Close-up of ridiculously large exhausts, bellowing out black smoke. Eddie drinks a bottle of wine at the wheel, while Buzz rolls up a carrot-sized cone. Hey, Buzz, do you think we're a bit long in the tooth for this crack? Buzz takes a shot of vodka. What are you talking about, man? We're hardy bucks. Society has failed us. We do whatever the fuck we like, even if it means we look like complete wasters, so be it. They want to live like us, wild, piss poor, and free to ride the breeze. Fair enough, Buzz. I have to say, for an ignorant and seemingly daft prick, you have some real pearls of wisdom. Don't you forget it, you ginger penis fart. We is boys that look out for each other. 'S right, Buzz. Eddie and Buzz, Belmullet, evening. Eddie and Buzz burst into the middle of Belmullet town, rolling in at a blistering 70 miles an hour, handbraking and power sliding right into a sweet parallel parking position. Buzz is blazing a coner, hanging out the side of his mouth, eyes red, verging on a pure whitey. But Eddie, I tell you what, Buzz, we probably would have died pulling a stunt like that if we were sober. You can sing that, fucko. Come on, let's get our stupid... Buzz, you can sing that, fucko. Come on, let's get our stupid fucking dicks noshed by some randy cretins. Not pronounced cretins. Buzz, I'm living my best life, man. He suddenly violently throws up out the window. Whoa, I'm living my best life. Eddie, gotta hand it to you, man. Your dogged ignorance to hardship is a blessing. Are you saying like I'm like a dog? Class. I love dogs and I love pints. Let's roll. Front view of the car. They both try a Dukes of Hazzard out of the window and face plant spectacularly. Eddie, I'll feel that in the morning. Buzz, come on, there's damage to be done. Something strange is going on in Belmullet. A lot of crazy activity with black SUVs and clandestine operatives, moving, strange equipment. Seems some shadowy multinational mega bad dudes are causing trouble with the locals. Pat McHale, publican, stands watching the activity. He's approached by the duo. Buzz, here, bucko, what's the crack with this line dancing shite? Eddie, yeah, we heard there's milfs afoot, looking for reckless ne'er-do-wells to show them the big foot. Pat, I don't know what the fuck you spacers are waffling on about, but I tell you this. Where are you lads from? Castletown. Christ, that's a rough spot. And I spent 9 years running a pub in Ballina. Oh. Eddie, 'tis rough all right, but you can speak your mind and be yourself. Pat, well, you can't do that here. Buzz, punching palms, why not? Who's going to stop us, Lithuanian hard men? No, boys, there's something very strange going on by the refinery. They're mining for something, and it's not gas. Buzz, here's some gas for them. How would you like them carbon footprints? Christ above, you lads aren't well in the head. What? Barak Tutopal, what's the crack? Sampion Fenerbahce. That's some Turkish stuff right there, hey. Girl with leopard skin dildo. Can you do an impression of Stateside? Morton. Actually, I'm gonna interrupt interrupt the crack here for a second. Bear with me now, cunts. This is the kind of fucking daily stuff I get from fucking Stateside. So Stateside wrote, okay, it goes, fuck Buzz and the Viper. I have no words for him. Why can't there be a Hardy Bucks Christmas special? What kind of a show was it? By the way, I'm going to beat my dog to death with a hammer. He's constantly barking. Every few minutes. Mother and father are going to Portugal in 2 weeks' time. When they're gone, I'm murdering the dog. Can't fucking wait. To which I answered, Lovely. Be sure to post it online. No, I'm not stupid, but he's getting it. Thumbs up. Now, why did you leave me in Swinford? Why? I thought we were friends. So to that, I put this video up. Hold on.
Yeah, man. That close.
Hold on.
And he, Tommy Miller, hi. Tommy Miller. He almost ran into him. Yeah, man. That close. And he was admiring my hairdo. Could that Tom go bald, man? Could that him go real bald? It's game over for me, man. His hairline. Mine just started.
So I sent that to him, right? Ben Bennett, best show on Netflix, Hardy Books, is the fucking bollocks. Cheers, Ben. Appreciate that, man. Fucking hell, that's spot on. What happened to you? I thought we were friends. You didn't even meet up for a coffee last time we were here. You must think you're a human star. Oh, but don't worry. I know what you're up to. I'm a brainiac, spelled Brainnynac. You are not my real friend. You are only pretending. You wouldn't even come to my wedding if I asked you. You would come up with a bullshit excuse because your handicapped friends might laugh at you. Well, if I caught them laughing, I would throw acid right into their neck and face. I'm not joking. Thumbs up. Just a little respect is all I'd be looking for. Thumbs up. What does it matter anyhow? There's no more Hardy Books, never again. You think you were great, end of story. I'm not starting, it's just reality. I think you were a superstar. Fair play to you, Tom. So yeah, that's the daily update from. I should start a segment just like stateside's news. Schlepped ours. I wonder should I just ring him now and have a quick chat with him. Incredible reading, it really is. Should I ring him? Do it. Get him on. Get him phoned. Smash that like button, lads. Smash that fucking like button. And yeah, fucking spread the word, man. I want to get this YouTube channel. I want to get it growing because I just want to get some quality material out to you. And I really need to get the OBS streaming shit sorted. So, and I'm going to invest in a better webcam and all that shite as well. I'm going to ring him. Don't know if you can hear that, but it's on full volume. Stateside's too fucking famous to answer the phone, hey. No answer from stateside. Maybe I should ring up the Federal Reserve and ask what's going on with the Federal Reserve boys. Give me a number of someone to ring and I'll fucking ring them. Ring some cunts. Actually, maybe I might ring up some sort of big agency in the States. I'm going to try and get creative artists. Okay, I'm going to ring up one of the biggest talent agencies in the world.
get a load of this.
FNCA.
How's it going, man?
Who are you looking for?
I'm going to be over in Los Angeles in about 2 months. I'm an actor from Ireland called Eddie Durkin, and be looking for someone to represent me so I can get a sweet job in the acting game and a house and a pool.
Unfortunately, sir, we don't take unsolicited requests for representation.
Do I need a solicitor for that? Do I?
You need to know someone in the company or be referred.
All right. I'll ask around. I have a couple of boys up Castlebar way who might be able to help me out in that regard. Would I need an O1 visa? Would I?
Say that again?
Would I need an O1 visa?
I'm not sure, sir. I'm not familiar with the international policy of the company.
Fair play. All right. Come here. I'll head off anyway. I'll talk to you soon. Good luck.
Right. Best of luck.
Bye now. Jokewerk. Fair enough. It was off the cuff. Listen to this Yankee. Yeah, I had my number was on there. Ring Francis Higgins. If you never fucking answer. Let's see who else we can ring. Unsolicited, man. Please. Malish. Soon, yeah. Sweet. Give me a couple of suggestions there. Try Owen. He wouldn't answer either. Ask us Harvey what Miramax or Weinstein Corporation. How was fucking Harvey getting on? Eddie Bravo. Nah, I'm not ringing. I'm not gonna squander that contact. I wonder if I rang up the Corminator from California. And we Corminator, man. Ring this lad. He's mad into the Hardy books. Who is he? I'll have to do a #31 hash there. What's his name? Brandon. Right. We'll ring up Brandon. Yeah, Brandon, man. Brandon was having none of it. The jelly baby. Fuck. Who else can we ring? I like that one there. Just says Beverly Hills, Los Angeles. Wonder if we rang up Eddie Murphy's agent and be like, "Come here, I'm looking for Eddie Murphy, man." Ring the boo. Sure, that going to be in bed. Ring Scorpio. Oh, Scorpio. What time is it? Fuck me, it's nearly 12 o'clock, man. I've got to be up at 7. Ring 2 shops and put them on loudspeaker so they can talk to each other. That'll be a good one. Hello. Who will I fucking ring? A hotel, maybe, in America. Trump Hotel. My mate Mick, who was always trying to buy a car, sell him the absolute shite box. Give Seagate a ring. Cheers for the props there, Mark. Hotel in Japan. You're going to... Yeah, okay. Wait, what time is it in Japan now? It's 6:38. Okay, let's ring a hotel in Hong Kong. So it's 5:38 in Hong Kong. Hong Kong Hilton. So ring those lads. I don't know how I
got onto the subject of just ringing lads, but fuck it. What else are you going to do on a Thursday night? Got to count for something, right? Please, mate. Yeah. Good boy. Fuck your cookies. I just want the number. No. Oh, fuck your cookies. Oh, some bad woo there. Yeah, Seagate. Big shout out to Jimmy Jesus Bars. Or Jesus Jimmy Bars. Oh, fuck, I always get his name fucked up. Sorry about that, Jimmy. Okay, let's ring Indochina. See if they got any French Polynesian. Squidgy Polynesians after you.
Thank you for calling Hilton Garden in Hong Kong, Macau. To
That's right.
operate in English, please press 2. 欢迎您致电香港旺角希尔顿花园酒店，以普通话操作，请按3字。
Couldn't have said it better myself.
我哋收唔到你輸入嘅資料，以廣東話操作，請按1字。We did not receive your input. To operate in English, please. For hotel information, please press 1. For meeting and travel agency booking, or you have entered an invalid option.
1.
For hotel information, please press 1. For meeting and travel, you have entered an invalid option. For hotel information, please press 1. You have entered an invalid option. I'm sorry, for calling Hilton Garden in Hong Kong, Macau. Goodbye.
Fucking letdown that was. Bastards. I wonder is there any like mad casino or something in the Conrad Hong Kong? I'll ring them boys. Conrad is actually quite fancy. 5 stars. I just want to. Oh, come on. The Hilton Conrad the Conrad must be like a fancier version of the Hilton. Please, just what's the name of that? Conrad Hong Kong. Okay, here we go. They better answer. They better answer. Lads, you know you shouldn't be putting people's phone numbers up on the fucking internet. They'll be Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are things? Are you well? Can you hear me?
Sir? Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm very good, sir. How can I help you?
Well, I was looking at coming over to Hong Kong on a business trip. Thursday the 3rd of October to Saturday the 5th. But I was just wondering, what's the story there? Is there still lads beating each other up and like, tear gas and water cannons and all that kind of stuff? Or, would that have any effect on my business/leisure trip over there, would it?
The status now is back normal at this moment, but there's some protests. We still have some in few days later they will have some gathering again. So I'm not sure the tear gas will affect that area or not. But Just one moment. Maybe let me put you through to our front desk to explain to you.
Is that expert analysis on the situation?
The situation now is nothing happened right now, so everything is fine.
Cool. So have the boys resolved the crack? Have they all kind of chilled out now and they've made peace with one another and order has been restored for the time being? I want to go. I'm going buying silk, so I have to meet some businessmen.
Okay, just one moment, sir.
Thank you very much. Some bad.
Morning, front desk, James speaking.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Very good, thank you. I'm calling about a business trip I'm doing next week. I'm going buying some silk off some local merchants. And I was just wondering what the story was with all the beef in Hong Kong. Are the lads is there still bad woo there? Or, are they smashing windows and that kind of thing?
Smashing windows? No. Actually, you mean the protest, right?
Yeah. Are they still have they kind of fixed the beef? Or are they have they all like shook hands and called it a day? Or will they be? Because I'm going to be there on Thursday the 3rd to Sunday. Now let me just check my calendar here just to double check. Sunday the 6th. And I was thinking about I was doing a bit of price work on some hotels, but I would like to just be on the safe side, not to get caught up in the fracas. So I was just doing a bit of on the ground, putting me feelers out, so to speak.
Do you have the your check-in date again? Sorry.
Yeah, that's Thursday the 3rd to Sunday the 6th. I'm going buying some silk from some local merchants.
Or do you have the confirmation number of the booking?
No, not yet. I'm actually I'm considering coming to the Conrad Hong Kong because it looks like a very nice place. Tell me this and tell me no more. How much is it per night there?
Per night?
Yeah, would you have it? It'd be more expensive, I presume, for the weekend rates, would it?
Actually, do you have the dates again? So it's
Thursday the 3rd of October to Sunday the 6th.
Okay.
I'm going meeting up with Seagate and the boys.
It's October the 3rd to the 6th. Just hold on. If you book it directly, here it will be 3,900.
What's okay? 3,900. And tell me this.
$4 for 10% per night.
Okay. Was there a fella called Siegel in at you lately? Was hanging out with Bennett and the boys. There's a fella there called Siegel who was hanging out with Bennett. He was over in Hong Kong recently, and he was telling me that he's seen some mad stuff going on. But do you think I can? Is it a good time of year to come over?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, you know what I'll do? I'll be in touch later on because I'm ringing on Central European time now at the moment. So I'm gonna have to do a bit of crunching the numbers tomorrow, and I think it'll be a nice place to visit, the Conrad. Do you have a swimming pool there at all? Do you?
The swimming pool, right? Yeah, we have a pool.
Nice.
And,
got to work on my breaststroke.
sorry.
Tell me, is the bar? You have a good bar there, do you?
Oh, the bar?
Yeah.
For drinking, yes, we have the Pacific Bar at our 8th floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, it's a good bar. If you do want to, listen for the live bands, actually, we do have live bands at our restaurant at the lobby lounge.
Barely, is it?
Yeah, you can enjoy some music.
And do you have a gym? Because I'd like to try and get.
Yes, we do have 34 hours.
Excellent.
The health club, which is the gym also.
So a man could go to the bar, then the gym, and then go for a swim.
Yeah, yes, you can.
Perfect. Well, do you know what you? Yeah.
Oh, yes, and yes, the pool will be open until from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So I'm sure that you can enjoy the pool.
Well, you know what? It sounds like a fantastic option, and hopefully it pans out with Siegel and the boys. And I'll be in touch tomorrow.
Okay.
And have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Thank you.
God bless now. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
There you go. Carling on draft boy. This is it's good old crack. But I'm gonna have to wrap it up now. I've hit the hour. It's been fantastic talking to you all, and it's spread the word, man. Spread the word. If any fucking rich money men hit the PayPal link, which I think it's on my fucking, hold on a second. Or if you've got like rich folks who want to contribute, or if you want to join me on Patreon as well, because Patreon's not a bad old fucking. Get into the Discord group and we can just hang out and talk shite to the proverbial cows come home, man. I'm just gonna throw a link because I see fucking the Viper gets fucking money. Cunts are happy enough giving him money. But I tell you this, I'm gonna get fucking big on this jobby. Here. If you fancy it, you don't feel obliged. But just thought I'd throw that in. But the Patreon page, man, I want to get enough gear to up the production value. And by Christ, I'll be busy. Come this Christmas, they'll be calling me Blind Boy Man. But what to say here? Viper's making mad cash in the paw of his streams. Does he get it in the claw, or is the fucking land baron after him? Schedule is key. One thing you can do better. Yeah, I'm going to start the scheduling like today, so at least people were in the mix. But for some reason, when I try and go back into, I'll fix that. Don't worry about that. What else before we go? Cunts flush. Did I see something about Bennett or Ben Bennett? To shut the fucker up. Snake should get nothing. Oh, ring Jordan there if you want the number. Who's Jordan? The paw, the love. Revenue.ie, cunts, huh? Money, that's money gone to waste. You never had to chase the crow for food. What Discord group we got? We got a special Hardy Books Discord. I'll show you some of the features on that, But there's some great people in there. A lot of them are here on the fucking stream, sure. But it's, we all got to know each other. It's a nice little chill zone. It's an extra little distraction for you. So we have, let me see, the Hardy Books. There it is. Chat party. So get into the mix there. Get Seafood Dunleavy on the next pod. There's a cameo in there, hey? Sure is. Come here, listen. Thanks very much for sticking around. It's been great crack. It's surely did liven up the old Thursdays. You should do a PS4 party or some shit for the boys that don't. Yeah, I can do that. Dylan Penders, me old skin. I can do that. Meatloaf job. Cunt's got no shoes on. You're the spit for Eddie Durkin, sir. He'd be a nephew of Big Mick. Are you tipping away at a few of your own sketches? Yeah, Ben, I don't know anyone over here. I know a lot of people, but it's not really the kind of, I'm not in with like comedians and filmmakers over here. I'm kind of like fucking by myself, truth be told. And I'm gonna maybe just, there's not really that many funny fuckers, man. Like, I don't meet hilarious people over here on a regular basis. When I go back to Ireland, I'm spoiled. The average man on the street back in Ireland is funny. Do I know Alison Spittle? I went to see a play she did with Peter McGann in something about a Toyota Starlet in Smock a couple of months back. It was very funny. Fair play to them. It's good. She got some nice nuanced writing touches. Go on, PS4, lad. Yeah, I've got Red Dead Redemption 2, which I need to play, and I've also got Resident Evil 2, which I've been waiting fucking ages to play. So yeah, Chase the fan, and now you got me mates. Hardy Bucks Crack Tour, coming to a club near you. Travel and pish paid, and a bundle of euros to take back to Castletown. Yeah, do you know, we used to do that, but I ended up getting into a fight with bouncers and court case for defending myself. So the old live appearances, they were fucking nuts, actually. I remember in the Palace one night, I think the Corminator from California was there as well. And some fucking lad was just being really, really knocky and cheeky. So there was like a CO2 gun. So I just went, he fucking sprayed his whole face at like point blank range with a CO2 gun. And his whole face was white. He was like, my fucking eyes. I'm like, oh no, here we go again. Another court case. But yeah, listen, I'm going to be in Galway Comedy Festival in the Crane on the Friday evening. And I need to try and get some... I don't have a booking agent, so if you guys have any venues in Ireland or England that you can sort a gig out, Cirencester, Max Darwin again, fucking Danny Paradox and the boys, I will be over there and we will have a good time. But we will do a bit of joke writing on the next session. I might even do one tomorrow. We'll see how it pans out, yeah? Big stupid fucking titties, says Leon White. I like that. Cork, yeah, and Cypress Avenue is a good spot. I might ring Owen and see if he fancies getting me in there. But unfortunately, my social media reach is fucking bollocks, man. I got about 6,000 subscribers on, followers on Instagram. I was a bit late to the Instagram party, but check that shit out. If you haven't heard the podcast with Eddie Bravo, Hardy Bucks podcast, and share it, man. I want that shit to hit the... Let me just check where it is on the fucking charts, right? Because you got to fucking... There's a webpage there. Talk about where your podcast is in the charts. So I'll tell you whereabouts this shit is. And we'll see if we can get it to... If we can try and get I want to get the #1 spot in the Irish charts just to piss people off. That would be nice. To be like, how was that got to #1? I had... I sent it to an old friend yesterday. And he just started slagging the podcast off, like... And I was just like, fuck it. It was like, it doesn't... There's no theme. There's no chapters. There's no... And I was like, mate... I don't care, man. I don't listen to podcasts, and that's how I want it to sound. So I'm happy enough with it. I got some good feedback on it as well. So fuck it, what are you gonna do? So where are we now? It's up to 625 in America, which is good. She's gone down to fucking... It was up in 100 in England. And it's come into Sweden at 784 in comedy. So I don't know how the fuck it's 784, because I can't imagine there's much comedy coming out of... No disrespect to Sweden. I mean, there's some funny dudes here, but I'm not into the comedy scene here. And it's number 285 in all podcasts in Ireland. And it was up to... Yeah, it was like 22 in the Irish comedy charts. So... Even Eddie Bravo couldn't get it to #1. Okay, let's check some of your comments before we go. When's the book coming out? Hey, I need to ring the publisher maybe tomorrow and send over a couple of those extracts to them. And hopefully by Christmas, that's the idea, get that out by Christmas. Do an old press junket tour of the nation. And yeah, hopefully I will be a modern day John B. Keane. People like, whoa, Maloney, like, sure, he's funny fucking writer. I've neglected the writing of late, but I will. Friday the 13th crack. Jason's after you. He said he's gonna bum you. I know a place in Dunleary that's always looking for people to do gigs. Tell them to get in touch with me via Instagram, and I'll do something with them. I can probably do something late October, around the last week of October. I'll be there, man. Just get onto them and tell them that I want cash and claw. Crisp 50s. Home Rule Club in Kilkenny. Owen did a gig there for Cats Laugh. Yeah, Home Rule, you say. Send me a link to that on Instagram as well. Pantera Guy Mioshkin. How the hell did you get Eddie Bravo? Well, did a bit of investigative work, which I won't go into.
But I eventually got his email, and we had back and forths. Kev Johnston, mate, book signing in Liverpool. I'll be there, mate. I'm going to meet Dad along. We'll drink loads of pints, and he can get me to go up on stage in a jacaranda and fucking talk shite in front of everybody. I'm watching Hardy Bucks once this ends and laughing myself to a peaceful slumber. Fucking ledge boy. Leon White. Fair fucks. Nurndog. Head back down to Port for a few wet ones. Port Yeah, it's always good crack in Port actually. Fucking again, get on to someone who you know in the Port game. Do they still have Port Arlington? I was thinking about Port That's the fucking prison, man. Rough spot. John B. Keane was fond of a pint as well. I love it. I love the first plop of whiskey as it hits the glass and the violent explosion as it hits the mark below. It's my birthday tomorrow. Graham Russell, happy birthday, mate. And many more of them. Dirty brown notes, says Andrew Keneally. Second City, Chicago, many a start. Yeah, Sean, actually I was on a film with a guy called Cody Dove, who's out of Second City in Chicago, and he was on about me coming up there. I'm going to try and get some sort of American tour going. It's just need someone to help me do it, really, because I just don't have the mental capacity to deal with the logistics. I probably could if I put my mind to it. Link the Instagram, okay. That's what I'll do. So hit me up on Instagram. On. That's a good shout, man. That's a good shout. Here you go. Favorite comedians? Bill Burr, Chappelle, all those boys. Richard Pryor, fucking the other lad. What's his name? George Carlin, Louis C.K., all the big boys. Mickey Flanagan as well. He's a funny fucker. Come to Chalk Bar. I tell you, it should be called the Chonk Bar from the amount of sniffing I heard in the toilets. That was a mental gig, man. Is it true you're in Viking Series 6? It is true, and I'll be in that I will be in that in November, I think. I think I'm like the first fucking scene. Boris Johnson. Ever meet Blind Boy, man? I did meet Blind Boy. He was a lovely lad. I haven't seen him in years. He doesn't mix with my kind anymore. Brendan Grace, God rest him. Boris Johnson. What do you think of the flack he's getting? Who's getting flack? When's new series of The Wild Thornberries coming out, Nigel? What do you think of Sticks and Stones? I thought it was funny, man. I thought it's exactly what needs. I like the fact that he went in purely to fucking cause offense, because when I was in school, as long as someone wasn't actually physically beating the shit out of you, you're all right. You can take it, And I think people need to toughen the fuck up, man. Shit's gonna get real. Louis C.K. is making a comeback. Check out Compound Media NY. Yeah, he's too funny not to fucking, especially with Chappelle coming out, man. I'd say he'd be back on it. Did you ever hear the crack with the landlord across the Irish? Was the land bride? No, I never did. Gran Turismo, I like your logo there. Get on the Snapchat, post some stories and crack. I have too much shit, man. I have Instagram, and I still don't even know how to fucking do stories properly. Your head is shaped like an aubergine. Don't you fucking forget it. Hey, it's not the only thing shaped like an aubergine. Just a bit of bullying, man. Get Brendan Gleeson on Hardy Bucks. He was the best guard in the world has ever seen. Yeah, maybe I might get Gleeson. Funny enough, Breen Gleeson was supposed to play my brother or Eddie's brother in the first series of Hardy Bucks, but the producers at RTE told us to pull the plug, which was a real shame, because he was coming back to me with like notes saying, "Oh man, it'd be class if he was just giving like a background story, and he's done some nice method acting." And I had to tell him, I said, "Look, mate, it's he was in love-hate at the time, so they didn't want to cross the two things." The guy from Rebellion, what's Rebellion? Right? Is that the fucking 1916 drama that apparently was really big budget for one scene, and the rest was all just like in fucking libraries and rooms? Did you ever see the skit? Hold on, what's going on here? Liam White. Stand-up is annoying and same formula mix shite. Your comedy is way better. Just talking shite, gas crack merchants. Cheers, Leon. I'm not really a big fan of stand-up comedy. I do think it's fucking... I would share the same sentiment. And they're a fucking... It's an odd scene, man. Do you know what I mean? There's some really weird... I mean, I'm a fucking fairly weird dude. But the whole stand-up scene is something fucking... It's so insecure, and then you have like cool dude comedians, and then you have like the fucking odd dudes who hang around the fringe, and then you got people who I think they just get into it because they've all else going for them. But it's a strange scene, man. I've never really been into don't really hang out in any of those kind of circles really. But some of them are brilliant, man. Stuart Lee's another one of my favorites. Get on the RT to throw you on Dance with the Stars. Not doing that shit, man. You should check out the time I was on The Apprentice and got fired first. Never again will I do reality TV because it ain't reality. Discovered Hardy Books recently. Love it. Been telling everyone in the UK. Cheers for that, T for change. Brenny Gleeson, head on you. Fucking shame. I would pay $1,000 to see him beat the shite out of the Viper. Oh. Any chance of Hardy Books returning to YouTube? We'll see, Keane. I'd like it. Sham, is Hardy Books coming back? No idea. What do you do when you're bored? Watch loads of conspiracy videos on YouTube and play guitar. Where can I find a Discord link? You have to become a patron for that, but it's $5 a month and it's all access. So go to the Hardy Books Patreon page and fucking join up, man. It's worth it. For the price of a pint each month, fucking, you get access to this Klim and everyone else. Kevin McGahan is funny. Fucking funny, that, in fairness to him. I sent you a message with a link on Instagram. Ask Owen about the place as well. It will do. Joey Diaz is nuts. Funny as fuck. Yeah, I might get him on as well if I can. Where'd you learn the accent? I learned that from having Irish parents. Same way like the Gallaghers can speak. I can do a really good Irish accent just from being piss takers and a musical ear as well. Sham, let me see. Do you like People Just Do Nothing? I've seen bits of it. I haven't seen a lot of it. Much news in Sweden. Yeah, it's something weird happened last night, actually. I was out with my mate Ed and just knocking about early enough before we were going home, and like we were going for a pint in the local, and the whole road was just cordoned off by police, K9 units, 10 police cars each side of this cordoned road. And then they brought the SWAT team, and they had like a Volkswagen Transporter van, and then they're just pulling like assault rifles out and like full fucking modern warfare gear out. And I was asking them, I was like, what's going on? They're like, oh, we don't know what's going on. And then they built this little fucking like this thing. It was like a wardrobe they built with a police, like fucking, it said police on it. It was just like a steel door with a little hatch. So later on, I asked this woman in one of the bars, I said, what happened with the police? And she's like, apparently there was a misunderstanding about a hostage situation. So yeah, that was the crack in Sweden. Want a bit of lotion for the hands there? Oh, please. Next few podcast guests. I'm going to get Michael Brown, who plays Seamus. I'm going to get him on it. Peter Ganley. He's a good lad. And some American rapper guy called Nino Brown. I'm in the talks with him. He wears a crown and he speaks wisdom. But it'd be funny to get him on. He's mad chill. Can you do a Swedish accent? Yeah, I mean, you meet a lot of people here in Sweden, and they talk. They have some people who live in Sweden. They talk like this because they've like lived in London for a while, and then you get like some Swedes who talk like they've been in America for a while, and then you have like the old school Swedes who never really did very enough learning of their language, so they talk like this. If you talk about Yngwie Malmsteen, it's I got a little ditty I did here. It's Arpeggios from Hell. And Yngwie, he has that kind of old school Swedish accent. That's the best. Can you do, let me see, do you think Salmon is like Keith from The Office? Absolutely. I always said that from day one, Keith. Burger King crown. Ask Tommy Tiernan if you, I can maybe get Tommy Tiernan on as well. How'd it end up in Sweden? That's for another episode. Okay, will you do a Metal Gear Solid stream? I don't have a PS1, Kieran, unfortunately. Get the two Johnnies on. Yeah, that's a good shout.
I get onto those boys, all right. What do you make of the allegations against you in Terranure late August? What allegations were they? Hey, was Hardy Books pure scripted or off the cuff? A bit of both. Bit of both, Graham. Keen Curran, what do you think of Kells in Meath in general? Meath, I was always a bit pissed off of Meath because you bet us in the All Ireland, but it's a nice place. I ended up on a big piss up in Slane after Guns N' Roses. They're all fucking stayed all night and then stayed till like 10 o'clock in the evening, hanging out with a guy called Bomber. Soundskins. Pish and Crack induced Hardy Books album. Buzz is a freestyle professor. Yeah. Frank McCourt. Is he nearly dead? Did he die? Epstein, we need a video on that Schley whore. He's a bad cunt, man. Never seen This Country either, but I've heard about it. Oh, This Country, that's done by that's down in like Swindon. Yeah, I've seen bits of it. It's funny. What was the funniest episode of the Hardy Books to film, if you have one? Probably the episode with Brian Kennedy was one of the highlights, and Series 3 was my favorite of them all. And maybe the speed dating episode on YouTube was a fucking brilliant one as well. Just north of Swindon, set in Cirencester, Cotswolds. Yeah, my sister, as I say, she lives down there. So Max, if you get onto the one who owns the venue there in Cirencester, I'll come over and do a gig over there because my sister's been on about me coming over, so that'd be a perfect excuse. All right, dudes. So look, he got an extra fucking 25 minutes out of me, show of fuckers. Yeah, look, take it handy, and maybe I might do some Resident Evil 2 streaming tomorrow. I need to try and get I think if I get the PlayStation camera, I might be able to stream myself at the same time, but there's no way of. Oh yeah, fuck it, man, I'll do that. But there's not going to be any of that fancy shit that the Viper does because he's got like Streamlabs and all that kind of stuff. But shit, fuck, what can you do? I live here in London, from West Country originally. But can take a look. That'll do. Right, lads, it's been fucking emotional. And I'll chat to you later. Thanks for sticking it out. And it's been good crack, man. Been good crack. Good luck to the driving test. Fair play. See you after Mass. Good luck.